We did our project on birth order and the personalities, so depending if you are a firstborn, secondborn, middle child, or only child, you guys all have different personalities. For firstborn, the personalities can be reliable, conscious, structured, cautious, controlling, and they can be achievers. When firstborns grow up and become children, they can act like miniature adults. An example from our article are siblings Fionn and Keel. Fionn is the older child and controls his younger brother. When the firstborn children grow up and enter adulthood, this was an example from the article, a 35-year-old woman who's an overachiever and wants to be better than everyone else in every way. She considers herself competitive. The next child is the middle child, and they have personalities that are a person pleaser, rebellious, have a large social circle, and can be a peacemaker. Sometimes it can be opposite, and the child feels left out, and that's known as middle child syndrome. Middle kids, when they grow up to be children, there's an example in our article of a girl who is asked to do something for her mother, and she always replies with no. Depending on the sex of the child, if the firstborn child is a boy and the secondborn child is a girl, the second child may act and carry the personality of a firstborn because she is technically the firstborn female in the family order. That is a way the personality traits can differ. Another example from the article is a younger girl who acts like a miniature mom and is very protective of her 2-year-old brother. When the middle child is grown up and enters adulthood, another example from our article is a girl who shares a story from when she was younger. When she was younger, this girl was a bad child, and she ran away from home for 3 days and never liked being told what to do. And she shares that today she still doesn't like being told what to do.
The lastborn can be fun-loving, uncomplicated, manipulative, outgoing, attention-seeking, and self-centered. The lastborn as a child. During childhood, the lastborn is usually found to love the spotlight. They would do anything to get attention. An example from the article was that a younger girl hurt herself due to the lack of attention she was getting from her parents. Another example from the article is a lastborn woman who has always been uncomplicated and simple. She has always gone with the flow of things. Last, there is the only child. They can be mature, perfectionist, diligent, and also a leader. During childhood, the only child can become mature and also very sarcastic. In this article, they gave an example from an only child who was growing up. It is a grown woman who hosts the party and isn't able to enjoy herself and relax while the party is taking place. She is focused on too many things at once.
Besides the basic family order line, there are other family situations that help influence certain personalities and behaviors of the children in your family. There are blended families, which consist of families who are divorced and remarried. There are families within families, which is like having a set of twins with 2 completely different personalities. That's because they're independent in their birth order. Next, there are families with gap children, and that is when there's a 5 or more year difference between the births of the children. In that case, the family birth order line starts over. Lastly, there are families with the situation of adoption. When adopting, age is a key factor because depending on their age, it can affect their personality traits. Another thing that affects the children's personalities is if there are already children living in the home that the adopted child is moving into.